everybody. Look who's joining us here on the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series, coming at us from Ireland, live, dear friend of ours, and of course, Celtic Woman, we know, and we're going to celebrate Celtic Woman because they have their White Christmas Symphony Tour coming to America, but she also has a brilliant solo career as well. She's been in touch with Nashville, Tennessee, and she's been knocking it out of the park ever since. We met through my work with PBS Public Television as a host when Celtic Woman has toured America, and I've had an opportunity to interview them all of them over the years on public television, and also welcome them on stage at the various venues here in America. My pleasure to welcome to the Jim Masters Show. She's an incredible Irish singer, songwriter, recording artist, actress, folklorist, of course, longtime member of Celtic Woman over the years. Lisa Lambe is here, coming to us from Ireland. Lisa, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. It's a pleasure to have you here, my friend.
I am so happy to finally be here. Hi, Jim. Hi, everybody who's tuning in. Lovely to be here.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And how's the weather there in Ireland? We've had a couple of Irish guests on lately, and they say it's been sort of icy and cold a little bit. A little winter coming in already, huh?
Well, that's right. I mean, one of the greatest topics of conversation in Ireland is always the weather, Jim. But lately we've had some ice, snow, which is unusual for Ireland. When we get snow, Ireland tends to just kind of shut down a little bit and go at a very slow pace. There's red warning rain tonight as well, so more rain on the way. But it's nice to be indoors and cozy and here with you all this evening.
Really a pleasure. And we've had opportunities to converse and to be in the same studios and the same stages over the years, which I think is fantastic, with some of the ladies from Celtic Woman as well. There's a cool shot. Look at that shot there, huh?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, that brings me right back.
Doesn't it? Yeah, of course. Mairead has become a dear, dear friend. We've done a lot of different things socially. We worked on another PBS special separate from Celtic Woman with our friend Tim Janis, and Chloe's been here. And of course, Mairead's been here several times. And yeah, this was one of the evenings when you guys were getting ready to hit the stage. And I was emceeing on behalf of PBS, and it was just absolutely fantastic. And you too have had, your own brilliant solo career, even beyond Celtic Woman, which I think is spectacular. But like you were saying when we were chatting before we went on air live, for you, Celtic Woman has always had and still has a special place in your heart, Lisa.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I think back of my time with Celtic Woman, just the journey that it takes you on all around the world, and the people, the friends that I've made along the way, and all the connections I've made, that have stayed with me in my solo career, and now coming back to Celtic Woman again, I'm going to get to see a lot of these wonderful people along the way. So it's been such a great journey. And I always say with Celtic Woman, it was my first real time to travel all across America and Canada, and indeed to travel all around the world with this beautiful show. But it really taught me a lot about scale and presence, and standing as one person on stage in these absolutely huge, fabulous arenas, theaters all across the States. And one of the loveliest memories I have, of course, is the symphony tour, and getting to stand as one person and as one of four people on stage with these incredible orchestras all across America. So that's one of the great highlights of stepping on board that flight next week to travel across the Atlantic waves to you all. So I'm very excited. Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic. You can never have enough fabulous music and good times. And you guys have always been so warm and friendly with the fans. You realize there's so many diehard Celtic Woman fans that have been. I mean, I was there in the very beginning when even David Downs came over to America, one of those first evenings, and all the original cast of Celtic Woman, and then the various iterations as it's gone along, and you joining the forces as well and adding your incredible talent. Even before Celtic Woman, Lisa, they always say that if you are born and raised in Ireland, usually the parents or the grandparents end up handing you a fiddle or a flute or a guitar, drums, or something, or you end up singing. What happened for you? What came first, and what was the early inspiration to want to go into performance and the arts and becoming a brilliant vocalist like you are early on for you as a kid?
Thank you, Jim. Well, for me, it started very young. I was 3 years old when I went to acting drama school. And my mom, I'm the youngest of 10. I have 7 brothers, 2 sisters. And I think my mom just brought me along to see if it was something I might like to do. But really, I just instantly fell in love with the whole process of making theatre, being in a show. And from the age of 3, I have been on stage, so it's kind of all I really know how to do. But it's one of the great loves of my life, and will always be. And whether the format is acting or singing or a combination of both, it is always a great pleasure to get to, I suppose, lend your voice to these performances and lend your voice to Celtic Woman, to perform in a straight theatre piece, which I've done a lot of in Ireland, and recently in the West End in the UK. A year ago, I was playing the lead in the National Theatre, so learning how to fly. So there has been an incredible journey for me. And yes, I think almost 9 or 10 years has passed since I suppose I've stepped out with Celtic Woman. But in that time, as we were talking about before we came on air, I mean, the journey has just continued for me in so many ways. And I'm really excited to bring all of that experience now back with me on the road for this beautiful symphony tour with the girls and with the orchestras. It's going to be amazing.
It's really going to be something very, very special. And again, you've been doing it since you were a kid, like you said. And what was it like when that opportunity came for you to audition for and join forces with Celtic Woman? You would probably had heard of them, saw them performing, and you're a brilliant singer and performer yourself. And now Celtic Woman starts knocking on your door. What was that opportunity like for you early on? Must have been quite exciting, huh?
It really was. I mean, I trained as a professional actor, so I was sort of doing a lot of very serious plays in Ireland. And then I did a play in the Abbey Theatre called The Shockron, and the musical director of that was the wonderful David Downs. And we became fast friends over that whole experience. And the wonderful Mairead Nesbitt was also in the show. And I remember at the time she was telling me about this incredible brand new show that was going to be traveling all across the States with PBS called Celtic Woman. So I remember the journey beginning at that point for David and Mairead, and sort of being a cheerleader in the wings for them as it all began. And what an incredible journey right from the beginning. So my own I suppose beginning with Celtic Woman started a few years on from that. David and I met and we spoke about possibly me coming on board to join the show. And for me it was an incredible opportunity. I wanted to bring something of what I do and what I've learned and trained to do since I was very small, which was that element of, I suppose, a little bit of drama, a little bit of interpreting the songs, a movement, and bring all the things that I know how to do as best I can into the performances. So it just all worked really, really well. And it was an incredible journey. And as I was saying to you, you learn from everything you do. I mean, I always say, like, when you're training to be an actor, it's a muscle. What you do is it's like training a muscle. So the more you put into it, the better it's going to work for you. So stagecraft is the same. And I think whether you're singing to 1 to 5 people or 5,000 people, the input has to be the same, because the connection has to be there from the very beginning, the moment you walk on stage. So for me, it's about telling stories. I'm a storyteller, and through the work and through the songs, we have all these fabulous songs from Ireland, Celtic songs from our Celtic neighbours, and really all of these songs are telling us a very beautiful story, whether it's a story of love or loss, emigration, grief, famine. All the stories are really universal, I think. So that's, I think, one of the beautiful things about this show is that the music really links us all universally. And of course, then at Christmas time, you also get a lot of people singing along. So that's always beautiful as well.
That's always key. What do you think it is about Irish music and Irish culture and Irish arts and food and all of it that resonates so much with people here in America and, of course, our friends to the north in Canada, places like Australia and elsewhere, but especially here, since you're coming to America for this holiday tour, there's this love affair between America and Ireland. The Americans can't get enough of anything Irish, all the artists, all the music, the culture, the food, the dance, of course, river dance over the years. What do you think it is? What's that special magic about the Irish that resonates here in America?
Yeah, it's an incredible force to be part of, actually, when you're performing abroad, to be part of this incredible connection that you can feel instantly when you sing, when you connect with an audience. The welcome, the warmth is there, and it's a sign of all of the performers and all of the songs and all of the stories that have traveled across the Atlantic before us. Our welcome is because of all that has gone before us. And I think it's a combination, Jim, I think, of Irish music is so uplifting. It's, the tunes are so fast, or people want to get up and dance. They want to tap their feet. But then you have those incredible slow laments, those beautiful stories of loss, of emigration. And I think it's that story, it's our history, it's the diaspora abroad, where the Irish people are in all four corners of the world. Our ancestors are there. Everybody, I think, has a little bit of Irish in them somehow. And I think there's just something in the DNA of those songs and stories. I read recently this beautiful, beautiful story of a Father Murphy. He goes to Philadelphia during the time of the famine. And the first thing he does when he gets off the coffin ship is he goes around to the neighborhoods and immediately starts to collect the songs and stories so that they're fresh in people's minds, so that he can notate them as best he can. And what you learn about him and about people like Chief O'Neill, who was another Irish emigrant during the famine times, he goes to Chicago and does the exact same thing. And what's beautiful is, over the years, these songs, they begin their new lives in the US or in Canada, and they make their way back across the Atlantic, and they're now played in Irish bars in Ireland, and played at sessions. And so the transatlantic story is incredibly strong. And really, for me now as a folklorist as well, what I'm trying to, I suppose, do in my own work along the way is to really uncover the stories and why the songs were sung, who sung them, why they were sung. And what you start to see very, very clearly and very quickly is that a lot of the songs, the Irish anthems, are love songs. They're songs of love, but not love only the beautiful kind of love, but love in all its shades. So sad love, grief, loss. And a lot of them are about those stories of people going across the waves, going across the Atlantic, and those that are left behind. So the divide between people, the physical divide that makes people sing those beautiful songs that would just break your heart. So I'm really thrilled that my role as a performer is bringing me closer to all of this material, and I'm really interested in, I suppose, uncovering more and more of it as I go. So yeah, it's an ongoing journey, and I don't think even if I went down every manuscript and every archive that I'd ever, my work as a researcher of all these songs, Jim, would ever be fully done. So I heard this lovely phrase recently as well from a folklorist, a collector, Tom Munnelly, who said that the singing will never be done. And I think that is really, really testament, especially to, I think, the Irish repertoire. The singing will never be done.
The singing will never be done, which is so absolutely true. And what are a few things you've learned in your discovery as you're diving into the music, into Irish folklore and the culture and the history? Is there a theme that you see because in addition to your wonderful work with Celtic Woman, and we're going to talk about, the opportunities for this really fabulous winter tour that's coming. It's the White Christmas Symphony Tour. You also, again, do have your own wonderful solo career, and you've tied into Nashville and sort of that scene as well, and that vibe, which is cool. So as you're doing some of that, tell us about some of the things you're discovering about the folklore, the culture, and even about Lisa too, as you expand your horizons.
I'm learning every day. I think it's an incredible, rich feast and treasure trove of material to uncover. The songs bring you down those dark boreens, those little roads where these songs were sung on the roadsides 80, 90, 100 years during the famine, before the famine. And what I'm really curious about is when the period of famine happened in Ireland, there's so many descriptions of how the music died out and a dreadful silence fell over the land of Ireland. And to me, I can't imagine not waking up every day and hearing music, or wanting to share music, or go to a place and listen to the tunes, or the stories being told. And that description for me is so, it's so evocative. And I can't imagine what it must have been like. But the hardship and that harrowing period that of Irish history, you know, is it's still in the very recent past, you know. And I think what we brought with us across the Atlantic waves with us, whether we knew it or not at the time, was our sense of ourselves and our sense of home. And really, the Irish in America is such an incredible, beautiful stronghold. And, you know, I think the songs and the stories are what bind us all together. And what people brought with them was a sense of themselves, and even the little ordinary everyday details of their own lives. That really is folklore in itself. Folklore is about the ordinary and the everyday. So things they may not think are really important, when they were giving their stories or their accounts of where they came from, or the things they remember about home, they may say, oh, I don't know if this is really, really important enough, but of course it is. And that's what makes us all who we are, really, and gives us our sense of identity as a nation. You know, I love in New York, there's an incredible famine memorial down in the financial districts right on the water. I went there in March this year, and it was so beautiful to see Ellis Island and be able to look at that from this location, and to really get a real sense of you know, as I said, all of those who have gone before us. And I think we are, you know, we have to be, I suppose, or carry them. Who do we carry? Or who do we represent, I suppose, when we sing? And that's something I'm really aware of. The more I sing and the more I perform to audiences around the world, is, you know, is where I'm from, and who I represent when I sing, even if it's not an Irish song.
Right.
You know, it just comes out anyway.
It's so automatic. Well, the Irish are known for having a good time. They're very passionate, lots of humor, which I know, of course, being Irish on my mother's side of the
Yeah.
family. They came over from Ireland. They settled in New York City. So the quick wit, the humor, the wanting to have a good time and make people feel good and take them from their troubles, whether it's through humor, art, music, whatever it may be. You can always, you know, if you surround yourself with the Irish, and it's because I think in those early years that you're talking about, they've been through so many different things and have come out of it and have risen above it all, that there's this desire to have humor, Irish crack, as they call it, good times and jovial moments, and to do it through very meaningful songs and music is something quite special. It's something that's in the DNA of the Irish, I think, that wanting to present pleasure and make people feel good and laugh, right? And have a good time and take them from some of the troubles of everyday living.
Absolutely. I think that's you've hit the nail on the head there. That's, I think, where everything stems from, really. And through that as well, I think there's a great sense of camaraderie. we're great storytellers. We like gathering together in snugs, in pubs, in community halls, in dance halls, in theaters around America. We are the singer of songs and I suppose the celebrators of these great anthems. I also love what is beautiful about, I think, the Irish repertoire. It can take you on this incredible journey of these raucous tunes, these bawdy songs, these fast jigs and reels, and then it can bring you into that. It makes space, and I think, for those places where you remember absent friends, you share those moments to sort of raise a parting glass, or sing of Danny Boy, or a beautiful piece in Irish, or something that is about letting those who have gone before sleep and rest. And I think there's a great honesty to it all, actually, in the humor and in the sadness. The music just allows all of that emotion to, I suppose, be at the forefront of everything. So you do go on a journey. I think you do wipe your eyes in happiness and in sadness as well with the tunes and the music. And I think having that combination then with Celtic Woman going on tour with festive music and then a symphony orchestra, I mean, literally pulling at your heartstrings is an incredible combination. It was lovely to be back in the rehearsal room with the girls and with Lloyd Butler, our fabulous conductor, earlier this month. And just imagining myself back in those rooms, in those big halls, and getting to perform this music and really look at the audience. And I just love being on stage. It's as I said, I've been doing it since I was 3, so it just feels like home. So I feel like people always talk about where will you go home for Christmas. Well, I kind of feel like I'm already there. I'm here right now, but I'm also going home. I'm going home for Christmas to America, because it does feel like a second home, and I'm thrilled that I'm going to get to go back.
Absolutely. And people are so excited about it. And then we got this shot of you and the other ladies doing your thing, rehearsing, having good times, right?
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
Tell us who's in the photos there.
So we have, on the left, we have the wonderful Lloyd Butler, our conductor. Fantastic, incredible musician and composer as well. He is, I suppose, steering the ship with us this Christmas. And this is us in our rehearsal room in Dublin. We have the gorgeous Tara beside him, the gorgeous Mairead, and the gorgeous Muireann. And then me, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Lloyd there as well. So we were working through all of the repertoire, and for me, coming to join the girls, my previous time with Celtic Woman, I had the great honor of working with Mairead Carlin before. So it was the first time for me to get to meet Tara and Muireann and Lloyd, and it's just an incredible combination. And vocally, I think the blend of the voices together along with Tara, I think it's really special. We've been loving the rehearsals, and it's just brilliant, and they're all the festive favorites that people will know. So, we want people to sing along. We want people to feel like they can sing along and not be kind of wondering, is it okay to do that? It's part of the joy of Christmas. And for me to hear those arrangements, though, up close, for me is going to be just like, I can't wait. I really love being on stage with an orchestra. There's such an amazing feeling to do that. And I'm going to be singing a beautiful song that some of Celtic Woman fans and new fans and old friends will know, called Old Lang Syne, which is a beautiful song about the end of the year. And
New Year's Eve, you usually hear that as the way out and the way in, right? Yeah,
that's right.
That's
and I'm thrilled to do that. I think it's one of those pieces that it means so much to so many people, and it's one of those anthems that's really traveled around the world that people know instantly, even if they don't have a real sense of what it's actually about. I think it's just it precedes itself, if that makes sense. And what is beautiful about it is Robbie Burns, the Scottish poet who wrote this. He wrote many, many beautiful poems and set them to music. He was a genius. And in this song, I wanted to go back to the lyric and look at it more closely, to just reimagine it for myself for this tour. And what he's really saying in the song is he asks a question and he says, should old acquaintances or old friends be forgotten as we step over the threshold into a new year? And he says, he answers the question in the song, and he says, absolutely not. We have to take those that have gone before us and those that we miss so dearly. You know, just because the year is over doesn't mean they have to be forgotten or that we can't take them with us. We must bring all of our loved ones, whether they're here physically or not, with us into a new year, and walk the road with them. And I think it's a beautiful sentiment, and it's really positive, because this time of year can be very emotional for people. I think it can bring up joy, and it can bring up sadness, and it can bring up a lot of lovely memories and sad memories for people, and when they miss people so much. So I suppose these songs are balms for our soul, and they give us a chance to express something and to acknowledge something for ourselves, that we will walk forward, but we'll walk forward with those that we miss and those that are no longer here. So I really was struck by that again this time around. You know, preparing for the rehearsals, I wanted to look at Robert Burns and what he'd written, even though I knew the lyric really well, just to reconnect with it. And it brought something very new for me, and that sentiment of moving forward with those that we love. I think kind of says it all and makes it okay. We're going to move forward into that new year.
We'll move forward together, right? Together is the key, right? To it all.
Yeah.
What are some other things people can expect from that fabulous tour that's coming up? Some other surprises and things that you guys are working on? You know, I said it all the time, which with each of the fabulous ladies of Celtic Woman that have come through, and some of the behind the scenes people, that if you've never been to a Celtic Woman concert event, it really is something special. I mean, the production value alone is state of the art. The dancing, the musicianship, you know, the orchestra, the lighting. It's an event. It's not just, oh, we're going to a concert, blah, 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 clap, 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 see you later. It's an event. I mean, the audiences, I happen to be at, I was mentioning to you, and I mentioned it on the air here, had the opportunity to be at the 20th anniversary tour event, which they did at the big Mohegan Sun Arena and Casino Resort Complex in Connecticut. And it was fantastic, and everybody on their feet. And it was like sold out, and thousands of people there. There is that interaction, that play with the audience. There's that fun and play with each other. You guys have fun and play with the musicians and with each other. And there's a lot of humor, and just the entire thing is an experience, and the production value is so high that if anybody has never been to a Celtic Woman event, a concert event, especially at Christmas time, it really is a must, because you guys put 110% into every inch of those performances, don't you?
Well, you said it perfectly, Jim. Well, it really is. It's a world-class production performance. It really captures something that is totally authentically Irish, equally is completely world-class and universal. The music arrangements, the songs themselves, the performances, and now we have the orchestra with us. The goonas, as I say, which is the Irish word for the gowns. You know, it really is such an incredible production, and I think it really carries people into a place that they a feel-good place. You know, I think in our modern lives as well, we need sometimes just to sit down and allow something else to, I suppose, serenade us or wash over us that makes us feel good. And I think this show, particularly this Christmas show, has that combination of being incredibly personable and equally this, you look around you and you're in an auditorium of thousands of people. So I think that's the beauty of Celtic Woman. It allows people to feel like they're being sung to as the only person in the room, but it's being shared in a beautiful way, a shared experience. So it's been an incredible journey. And for me, as I mentioned earlier, like to bring the last few years of my own solo experiences back on the road with this show is such a treat, and to lend my voice again to Celtic Woman, such a treat. And I'm really excited. And we're going to be, as you can see the dates here, we're starting off in California and ending in Atlanta, Georgia. And along the way, we're going to be on December 19th in the Paramount Theatre in New York. It's our New York show in Huntington, which I think isn't too far from where you might have, your neck of the woods, Jim.
Right here in the New York tri-state area. That's on
That's right.
Long Island. Yeah, beautiful area there.
That's right. So absolutely, it's a great chance to come out and sing along, and I suppose mark Christmas with us. I'm really excited because since I announced that I'm coming back to the show, the amount of people that have been in touch with me about coming out to see the show, coming to the meet and greets. There's a meet and greet also, I think, in Huntington. So I hope to see lots of you there. I'm really excited because there are so many connections that I can't wait to reconnect with. And, the world is such a small place now in a way, with all of our social media and our Zoom calls now that we can do. But there's nothing like getting to see old friends in person, I think. So for me, it's like going home and getting to see some lovely friends along the way. So I'm really excited, Jim, I have to say.
Absolutely. Philip Ballard is watching, and thanks to everybody watching around the world. We have an international audience. It's always a pleasure. Thanks to Lisa Lambe for bringing back the almost original version of Auld Lang Syne. Also, we're listening to the song The Light of Christmas Morn with your participation, Lisa. Thanks for those great words,
Thanks,
Philip. Yes, that is believed. And Shannon Jennings, welcome Shannon to the Jim Master Show. I've seen Lisa play the spoons on the Believe DVD. How did you learn to play the spoons?
Oh, the spoons.
When I have a spoon in my hand, it's usually diving into the bowl of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's what I normally use it for too, Jim. But next time we meet, I'll teach you the spoons. So I've been playing them since I was probably 5-6 years old, in the theatre as well. And I remember when we were creating the new DVD and the new show in Tara Wallyru, one of the pieces that we do, which is that sort of raucous fun kind of moment in the show. And I was playing the girl who wants to go to Galway and meet the sailors. And I just thought, I think this would be a good moment to bring something. I brought the spoons. I must actually make sure I must get them out now. Try and bring them on the symphony tour. No, I won't be.
I was going to say people might be looking for them, right?
Maybe. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Dermot watching in France. Welcome, Dermot. Nice to see you watching in France. And Merlin is watching in Ontario, Canada as well. We love all the folks that are watching from around the world, saying hi to Lisa. Hi. And Cindy is watching as well. And hello.
Hi, Cindy.
Sweet LL, Lisa Lambe. Tons of love from Peachtree City. Oh, Peachtree, yes. That's a great area there in Georgia. And yeah, it's a great area. And Merlin's in Ontario, Jane's in Sweden. Everybody's welcoming you. Kathleen is in New York City. She'll probably head out to the Huntington location, which is on the island, Long Island. And Shannon says hello to everybody. Nice to see everybody watching with our special guest, Lisa Lambe here. Brilliant Irish singer, songwriter, folklorist, actress, and of course, of Celtic Woman fame. Nice to see everybody. Anne-Marie saying hello as well. Some of our faithful viewers. Really, really nice. And this is fantastic. And you're excited that Lisa is on the Jim Masters show. She is so precious. Yes, huh? I know, makes it blush, doesn't it? Sherry's watching in Kansas, saying hello as well and welcoming you to the Jim Masters show as well. Really, really nice comments coming in from everybody. They're all excited about it. Philip's been following for a long time. He lived in Russia and he followed as well. That's amazing. Maureen watching in Arizona. And you guys, you've been to all of these different places over the years. This is really nice. How do you like, we'll go back to the tour in just a second, because I know your time is limited, but how do you like being in touch with Nashville and working with the team in Nashville? Nashville has become such a hub for all kinds of music. Some people think just country music. And I know there's this love that Ireland has for folk music, American folk, American country music as well. Some of the artists from Celtic Thunder, Celtic Woman, and elsewhere, Irish artists have mentioned that, and they've toyed into that area, delved in. For you, this Nashville connection, how has that just enhanced what you do in your career?
Absolutely. I mean, it was always an incredible place to visit and to tour in with the show with Celtic Woman. And when I finished with Celtic Woman, I went to Nashville and I made my first solo record there. So it has a really special place in my heart because it was sort of, it marks for me the first of 4 albums that I've now made in the last few years. And again, I have loads of great friends there. I try to visit when I can. It's an incredible place for music. And I think it's an inspiring place for music. And I think the scene is really healthy. It's vibrant. You can make a lot of friends and a lot of music industry friends. You know, it's an abundance there really. And it's an amazing place, an amazing city to visit for the history of music, but equally to be able to wake up in Nashville and walk to your studio and record a whole album project there with world-class Nashville musicians, for me was one of the great kind of moments in my life that I won't ever forget. And I do hope to go back there along the way and make some more music. But it was a great for me, a real foundation moment for me, embarking on the journey as a solo artist. You know, and yeah, and it marks the first of 4 albums that I've now made along the way. So yeah, it's very special, and it always will be. You know, we have a day off, I think, in Memphis, but not quite as close as Nashville this time. But hopefully along the way, some other time.
That's a cool look too. I love that shot. That's part of the branding and everything. But that's a really cool look. Where was that shot taken, Lisa?
So Jim, this shot was taken kind of this time of the year. It was in the wilds of Donegal. I was working on a solo album called Juniper with an American record label, and all of the album was made here in Ireland. It was written in Connemara, which is one of my favorite places in the whole world. I went there to write for a couple of months, and then the studio was up in this beautiful part of Donegal near the Poison Glen, it's called. It's near Mount Errigal, so the landscape is really dramatic. It's absolutely postcard perfect. I was up there over kind of a Christmassy period of time, and that was taken. When I see that photo, I'm really thrilled at how it turned out. It was the wildest, wettest, windiest day in this kind of wet bogland. You can see in the background this kind of the beautiful bogland, kind of marshy, gorgeous colors in the background. And I think I might have been barefoot in the photo, which didn't, in the end, we didn't go with a long shot. We went with the portrait image, but it was pretty cold. Let's just say that. Yeah, that's part of the series of the Juniper project that I made. And yeah, that was another really special project, written, I suppose, as a love letter to nature, really. I love when I'm writing something or working on a project, I love to go to remote places and sort of be immersed in the quiet and the nature. And that album really just, I think, kind of just from allowing myself to be there, just really came to life and sort of showed me the way of what wanted to be written, really. And so, yeah, that was one of the shots, which I do love that shot very much. Yeah.
It's a fantastic one. I want to let the viewers know that Lisa Lambe is considered one of Ireland's best known performers. She's been described by the Irish Times as the finest singer and actor of her generation, and by PBS USA as inspirational. Irish Music Magazine declared Lisa Lambe a major Irish voice, a stylish songwriter with a sound that is original and enduring. And of course, she released those albums that she talked about, which is something very, very special. And it's just continuing to flow around you and from you. And I love the fact, too, that you talked about the folklore, because based on the work with the National Folklore Collection and your recent MA, congratulations,
Thank you very much.
Irish folklore, You are internationally acclaimed as a folklore singer and songwriter, performer, folklorist, so much more. You're bringing that brand new vision. Night Visiting is one of that project, commissioned by the National Family Museum, which I think is amazing. You're collaborating with traditional musicians alongside local contributors, which is amazing. And so that's something extra that you do, which is so reflective of your spirit that people might not even know. And you touched a little bit about it in the beginning, but it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you, Jim. Yeah, it's a project really close to my heart. And what's different about it, I suppose, is because it's ongoing research. It's a little bit different to only, I suppose, working on, say, an album as such, where that would have a natural cycle where you would write the album, record the album, and then you would work on the I suppose, the promotion of the project and the tour itself. Whereas with Night Visiting, this is an ongoing project that I've been working on for the last 2 years. And people might wonder, what is night visiting itself? But night visiting is a term that simply, I suppose, means when people in rural Ireland, kind of up until the 1940s, and still kind of happens a little bit nowadays, but up until the 1940s, before Ireland was, before electricity came to Ireland, people would walk down those dark roads and go to a neighbor's house and spend the evening there, and they would sing songs, tell stories. They would, find out the news of the town, of the village, of the townland, the gossip, the politics. They might find out who's getting married, who's died, who's been playing cards up the road.
Sounds like Hollywood. Doesn't it?
Just like that. And it's a great tradition. And in these nights, I believe is where I think the identity of Ireland really begins, I think, because these songs and these stories start to be put down on paper and documented and collected on the roadsides, but also in the houses, in the cabins, in the cottages, in the thatched cottages. And eventually then, when electricity comes along, people start to go to the public house, have their drinks in the pub. They go to the community hall, the dance hall. So it starts to branch out more and more and become, I suppose, more of a formalized version of just sitting around the fireplace and telling the old stories. But, what's wonderful about the accounts that you hear in the work I've been doing as a folklorist, some of those stories, depending on the storyteller, like they can go on for 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 nights. So you have to come back the next night to hear what happens next. And it's the one story. And it could be one of those big Irish myths that has a personalized version that only the storyteller will tell. And it's remarkable, really, how this is, I suppose, for me, how I can really see how the tradition of storytelling begins around the fireside, around the fireplace. And so this project for me that I'm doing called Night Visiting, which is a tribute to this tradition, is doing just that. So we're bringing it all around Ireland. We go to the really far remote parts of Ireland and tell the old songs and sing them. And what's lovely about it is we meet local people along the way who will say, well, I know that version of whatever song that is, but I know my grandmother's version, so I'd love to share that with you this evening. So there's always great surprises. And I think once something has room to be malleable in its form, when another person can come in and join, and that all the beautiful traditional music that's around you in the room can make that happen. But that's the beauty of, I think, of what you'd say is going to a session, really, isn't it? Like, you kind of, anyone can sing, or if they want to sing, they can. And this show is really about celebrating all of those old traditions. And I know there's a whole load of those stories that are waiting to be told across the Atlantic. So I'm hoping sometime to get to do that also in America. So that would be great. Yeah.
That's going to be fantastic. I want to show somebody, just the viewers watching, just a real quick clip, because I know Lisa's very busy. She's got a lot going on, and it's later there, obviously, than it is here. So we appreciate her joining us and her generosity of time. She is very, very excited about this beautiful White Christmas Symphony tour. Celtic Woman coming back to put smiles on your face, get you singing, get you laughing, get you into that holiday spirit. They've been rehearsing, they've been going through the motions, and they're going to be boarding the jets and heading across the big pond to join us soon. And Lisa, we have some evidence. Lisa has been excited about this for quite some time. Case in point. Here we go. There she is. She's been doing this for a while and she loves it.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Actually, I think it's the same plant, Jim. We've got the same plant. Hi, everybody. Hope you're all really well. Well, I am just taking a moment here with my Symphony Tour Celtic Woman music folder to pop on and say hello. I'm in full preparations for our rehearsals. This folder contains all of my sheet music, my scores, and is my way in to reconnect, connect, and learn for the first time some beautiful new arrangements of favorite festive songs. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited. Outside my window here is the wild Atlantic wave, and across those waves is the United States of America. And I cannot wait to be crossing those waves myself in a couple of weeks' time, getting to see you all. In the meantime, keep well, be well. I cannot wait to connect with you all. I've had some incredible messages and very excited to get to see so many of you along the way. It's fantastic. But in the meantime, it's back to learning for me, and I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. Slán.
That's fantastic. I wanted to surprise you with that. We did a little digging and research. That's surprised. Cool.
I love that this plant here has made it making a big feature in all of my.
She doesn't go anywhere on this planet without that plant. You may even see it on stage at the Symphony Tour. Maybe. At least it'll be in the green room where the coffee and donuts are, right? In the back,
exactly.
Maybe.
We'll have to put some Christmas lights on it at some stage.
Got to do some Christmas lights. Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
So life is good. You're really enjoying yourself. You're doing what you're passionate about. You've been doing this since age 3. The wonderful experiences with Celtic Woman. And of course, there are specials and the stage performances, this amazing holiday tour coming up. And of course, your own solo career, which is really blossoming. You're in a sweet spot right now in your world, aren't you?
I feel really lucky to do what I do. And I think it's always a case of just really focusing on the task at hand and doing it as best you can and bringing the best of yourself to it. And, you know, it's for me, I'm delighted to be traveling across to the United States next week and to be standing on stage with Celtic Woman again. It's a fantastic experience to be here again. And, you know, it's wonderful. And I feel like in some ways that no time at all has passed since I last did it. And in other ways, as I mentioned, it's lovely to bring some of the experiences I've had along the way since with me on the road from next week onwards. The show itself is absolutely beautiful. The music, as I mentioned in that little clip, the arrangements of the songs, the music, just to hear the orchestra and what the whole experience is going to be like. There's some lovely surprises in there for people. There's brand new pieces that you haven't heard before. And that big folder in that video, by the way, is my my symphony folder, I call it. I'm very old school. I like to have everything printed out, and so I can handwrite all over it and remind myself of different things that I need to remember when I'm singing. And yeah, it's my companion really on the road.
That and the plant, right?
It's definitely going in the bag with the plant. Definitely, Jim. So yeah, we have some fabulous dates. We're, as I said, we're kicking off in California. We're down to Salt Lake City. We're in beautiful Denver in that gorgeous, round, beautiful Symphony Hall. And we go all the way through to the 22nd of December in Atlanta, Georgia with the Atlanta Pops. We're in Huntington, New York on the 19th, which I mentioned. And I am just very excited to get to welcome Christmas this year in America. And as I mentioned, get to see all these lovely new friends and old friends along the way with Celtic Woman. What more could you want?
It's going to be really, really special. And again, as somebody who's been to, several of the Celtic Woman performances and actually see them behind the scenes, put these together, be at the meets and greets, welcome them on stage, interview them on American television, on PBS and elsewhere. And even all have been guests, glorious guests here on the Jim Master Show series, and now including the lovely Lisa Lambe, who's now going to be a regular here on the show. Anytime you want to pop on about anything, you are welcome. I say we keep the porch light on for all of our guests. And we've been showing the Celtic Woman website. You can get tickets to all of those dates, including the one at the Paramount Theatre, Huntington, Long Island, New York. It is just over the Nassau-Suffolk border, and it is not far from New York City. It's in the tri-state area, so if you're in the New York City area, you can go. It's a beautiful theater. It's going to be meet and greet opportunities as well. You can get your tickets to that one and all the other ones you saw listed. And before we wrap, we'll show that again, the dates, CelticWoman.com. And Lisa has a beautiful website as well, which we've been sprinkling in as well, lisalambe.ie. You can keep abreast of the other cool things that she's doing in her solo career and so much more. And it has been a good run. And there we go back to an earlier time with Celtic Woman, with you and the other lovely ladies, super, super talents. And that's, I think, one of the first times that you and I had met. And that was through PBS, which was a great, great moment. And good stuff, my friend. I know you got to scoot off. Really appreciate all the time. And this was really a beautiful conversation. Congratulations on everything. And best of the holiday season to you. Say hi to the other ladies for me as well. We're all friends. And congratulations on everything. And come back and see us. And before you go, do you have a favorite Christmas song that's a personal favorite of yours?
I do. I really do. I think it's hands down Joni Mitchell singing River.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Yes. And Jim, thank you so much. It's been fantastic to spend some time with you, catch up with you. Thanks, my friend. It's been wonderful to be here. And I hope we get to see some of your listeners along the way and your viewers along this tour. And it would be lovely to get to say hi.
Well, it was a real pleasure seeing you again, my friend, and you're welcome here anytime. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with you, Lisa.
Thank you. I absolutely had a great time. My goodness me. I could be here all night.
Put a pot of coffee on, right?
I know. And we'd have to put the fire on and go night visiting now together. We could tell the old stories together. And no, it's been fantastic, Jim, and thanks a million. And as they say in Ireland, Nolla Conagwich, which is Happy Christmas to you and all of your listeners and your viewers. And here's to stepping into that new year together, and we'll see you all down the line.
You be well, my friend. Thanks for all the time and your generosity. We love you. Say hi to the gang.
Will, of course.
Merry Christmas, and come see us again, okay?
I will for sure. All right.
Safe travels.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Cheers. Lisa Lambe joining us from Ireland, so generous with her time. She's a beautiful soul. We love having her here. And we met a number of years ago through PBS, and this was really brilliant. A lot of fun, a great conversation, free-flowing. As we always say, we don't script anything. It's all free-flowing. And she is going to be a part of it's going to be the White Christmas Symphony Tour. We've been talking about this, and she's so excited. She's back with Celtic Woman for this very special holiday tour and event. Maybe you guys were at the 20th anniversary tour that they wrapped up just last year, 20 years of Celtic Woman, which is hard to believe. And that was brilliant. They were selling out everywhere they went. And now, again, they're coming back to the United States of America to celebrate the holidays with everybody here. And I think that's terrific. And we showed some behind the scenes of them rehearsing and getting ready and having some fun together. Here they are. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Celtic Woman ever since they came to America, as well Celtic Thunder, as you guys know, through my work here as a television and radio personality and host in America. And so that's been one of the relationships I've always valued, is the relationship with our friends from Celtic Woman and Celtic Thunder. I know many of the people behind the scenes too, the creators of Celtic Thunder, the creators of Celtic Woman, and so many of the other Irish artists. And we just had this wonderful friendship. And as some of them have moved on to solo careers, we've stayed friends and connected, and they've all wanted to hop on our series, the Jim Masters Show. We've known each other before this show was created. So when this show was created, they wanted to hop on here too, which I really value and appreciate. and Lisa Lambe joining us here. And again, remembering back when we first met, and this was a time when I was not only interviewing them on television, but also American television, but also introducing them on stage. You see a lot of familiar faces there as well. Mairead Nesbitt, of course, dear friend, and Chloe Agnew, and so many others. Lisa is a real hoot, isn't she? She's a lot of fun. She's very talented. And she has a beautiful career that has blossomed well beyond anything else that she's done, which I think is spectacular. As we mentioned, here are some of the dates, all the dates coming up for their Celtic Woman White Christmas Symphony Tour with the full orchestra. And as you heard Lisa mentioning, she's very excited, as are all the ladies, to have an opportunity to perform with that full orchestra. And again, their productions are top shelf, high class, a lot of fun. It's not stuffy and pretentious. It's warm and inviting and invigorating. Really cool stuff. Bring a friend, get some friends together and get your tickets. Go to CelticWoman.com to get your tickets. And of course, folks have been asking, are they coming to the New York area? For those of you in that area, yes, they are coming to the Paramount, and that is the Paramount Theatre there in New York on Long Island, Huntington, Long Island, which is just over the border from Nassau and Suffolk County, maybe 20 minutes outside the city of New York. So those in the New York area, Tri-State area, there's the one for that. And their tickets, just so you know, the tickets to their holiday concert, they are selling very, very quickly. People are in the mood to get out of their houses, to commiserate, to have a really good time, whether it's a super fan of Celtic Woman, people who know Celtic Woman and follow them religiously, or folks who just want to have a good time and get out of their houses and get into that holiday spirit. The tickets to all of their venues are selling out quickly. So you want to make sure you go to CelticWoman.com to grab your tickets. It was also great chatting with Lisa, about her career and her work in Nashville, because she spends a lot of time in Nashville, Tennessee, USA, as she's doing a lot of work, and she's got 4 albums out, and she's doing a lot of incredible folklore, digging and research about Irish folklore, which I think is really cool, the Irish history. Who's doing some of that work too is our friend Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder. He was a guest on our show several times, and he mentioned diving into the research of the famine and Irish culture and celebrating it as well. So it's cool stuff. They're paying homage to the history of everything Ireland and Irish. Lisa Lambe, brilliant Irish singer, songwriter, actress, folklorist, good friend of ours and of the Jim Masters Show, with Celtic Woman exclusively here on the show for all of you, to get you into that holiday spirit, because the holidays are at our doorstep. And again, if you'd like to get tickets to the show, don't forget to grab yours, because they're going to be going real fast. Hey, the other night we had Donna Presley on. Elvis Presley's cousin was here. If you didn't see that episode, check that out. And we also did a celebration of remembering and honoring the legend of the one and only pop icon gone way too soon, Andy Gibb. And if you didn't see that episode, that was really terrific. We did a special on I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. We had from the popular 1960s TV series, speaking of the Christmas spirit, Tina Cole and Stanley Livingston from My Three Sons was with us recently, and a lot of other fabulous people from Hollywood and television, film, music, stage, and Broadway, and theater and food and sports and comedy and everything else. We love doing these shows for you. If this is your first time watching our show, the Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show Series, it's good to have you with us. Welcome. Join us again. And we would love if you did this, whether you are a faithful fan or watch us all the time, and we thank you for your love and support, or this is your first time here, we would love it if you give this episode a thumbs up like. There's a thumbs up icon on the YouTube channel next to the episode. You see the thumbs up, click like, share the episode on your social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Doesn't cost anything. The YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. Subscribe, become a part of the Jim Masters Show Lovity family, and drop a comment right down below. If you enjoyed this episode, if you're a super, super longtime Celtic Woman fan, or you've just become a fan because of seeing them here on our show over the years, or maybe just seeing Lisa now, drop a comment below. What are some of your favorite songs? Not just Christmas, but some of the favorite songs and tunes and events you've been at that have been focused around Celtic Woman. Share it with us. And other great artists and folks you've seen on our show. We love when you comment on our channel underneath the episodes. That also helps us grow. And we really appreciate your love and support and your interaction with us, because it lets us know you're enjoying what we're doing here at Levity Hall and the Jim Masters Show series. You are very welcome, Philip. Nice to have you here. Everybody come see us again. We have so many great episodes. You can see all the past episodes that we've done as well. And there's hundreds of them with previous guests. And of course, you can see all the new episodes as well. And a lot of our audience thanking everybody. We appreciate that. And Kathleen in New York thanking Lisa and wishing her great success. And Maureen in Arizona. And everybody, Jean, and you're very welcome, Philip, and everybody, new folks who joined us for the first time here at JMS, coming at you live. You had asked if she's coming to New York City. Well, they'll be right next door on Long Island, Kathleen, there at the Paramount, the theater there. And it's going to be fantastic. And so check that out. All right. For all of us here, we have a great time with all of you, with all these fantastic guests, celebrity friends and special guests from around the world, not just here in America, but from around the world that join us, and not just for a quick interview, a really good, nice, free-flowing conversation with you guys involved, and continue to celebrate it, spread the word, tell everybody you know, go on top of the mountain and say, hey, I love the Jim Masters Show series, and you should watch it and come see us again. Again, like, comment, subscribe, spread the word. As we always say, don't forget to love one another. You know, we talk about togetherness here. It's very important. Don't forget to love one another and love yourself. Take time for yourself as well. It's so incredibly important to do that. And come see us again. I'll be right here waiting for you, crafting another fabulous episode of our ongoing series, The Jim Masters Show, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. So for all of us here at JMS, here in the New York area in the United States, we say thank you. And we send you our JMS Levity. And we appreciate you being here. We really, really do appreciate you being here. There's a million things you could be doing. And the fact that you're here, we say thank you. Come see us again. We love when you're with us. And yeah, cheers. Have a brilliant day. And this is your host, Jim Masters, once again, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time. All right. We love Lisa Lambe, and we love all of you. Take care and be well. See you again soon on JMS. Cheers.